Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 51 of Hello Hello the podcast with me, Jens, and Remo.
Yay.
Welcome. How you doing?
What? I'm doing good. I'm doing
Yeah.
good. It's been a very busy and wild week for me. Like I sort of mentioned last week, we've been looking at a place to sort of move out to, apartments and stuff like that. So we put in our it was a wild rush to find like all of our documentations and things like that. I had to run home to get my passport because my license is expired at the moment, so I don't have, I couldn't use that obviously for identification, so I had to get my passport. I had to figure out how to get like all my work contracts and stuff like that, so I had to call work and like, hey, can you email? Like it's been an effort, to get this all in. So now we've put in our submission. We're waiting to hear back, from both the real estate agent and the landlord, I guess. But we're kind of excited, we're kind of excited. We've been adamantly going out and like, buying some, homewares like plate sets and cutlery sets and, all that sort of stuff. So when we get there, we're not just like, empty and we have nothing to eat off, but it's been busy. I tell you, there's so much stuff that you have to do. Like,
in the lead up of, getting an application in. And it's stressful. Yeah. Hopefully you get it. Is it like your first choice?
It's very much our first choice. There's not much else that's around in the area that we liked as much as this one. I'm sort of putting a lot more trust into Emma for this one because when she went to the open home, I was actually at work. I couldn't make it to the open home. So Emma's been my eyes and ears for most of this process, but I trust her decision. She's very specific about what she wants, and if she likes this one, then I know that it's the one because, if she's happy, then I'm happy. That's all that really matters, But it's exciting, it'll be good to sort of get out and have our own space in a sense,
Yeah, I bet.
And we got to just, but that's the thing is if we do move, it's probably going to throw a whole spanner into how we're going to record these things because I might be like MIA for a week or two at some point.
Yeah, you will
be. I kind of want to hope that we get this place before uni goes back as well because I don't want to be like, starting uni and then have to like move my whole office, from one place to another. So fingers crossed we get it, but yeah. But enough about me. What have you been doing for the past week,
What have I been doing? I've been starting Pilates. That's been fun.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a new thing, and then I think I want to go back to a Muay Thai gym soon. See how that goes. Okay. But I've been playing Sifu.
Yes, I feel like a lot of other people I've been seeing have been playing Sifu as well, and I've heard lots of good things about it.
It's really good. It's very hard. Yeah, really freaking hard, but it's so beautiful. So yeah, I'm very much interested in going back into that game for sure.
Yeah. Perfect timing as well with you wanting to get back into Muay Thai and then this martial arts game comes out to help like sort of,
I want to go back into it. It's like, I miss this.
It scratches that itch, in a way.
Totally.
Yeah. No. Yeah. From what I saw of you playing it, it did look like a lot of fun. And I think like out of all of the hardcore, I hate to sort of say it, but like Soulsborne-y type sort of, really, batshit hard games, this looks like the one that intrigues me the most. I feel like this was the one, if any of them, that I would actually pick up and play the most out of. Dark Souls never really interested me that much. Not just because it was really hard, but I'm just not the biggest fan of like medieval sort of time periods and all that sort of stuff, But yeah, this looks really interesting. I'm kind of keen to get my hands on it and give it a go, I think, because it looked like it was a good bit of fun, from what I saw.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. I think you will. It's challenging, and it's like it can be repetitive because you end an area, say you end the area at age, because you age when you die, so you end an area, say age 55. That means you start the next area at age 55. Yeah. So you don't have a lot to work with. So you kind of
there's not a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. You kind of need to go back and then ideally end at this starting age so that you can start the next zone in that age. So it's like there's a lot of back and forth and like trialing it and getting nailing the zone, basically.
Yeah, it's a real interesting mechanic too. I don't think I can name a game that I've ever seen use this sort of like, I guess, leveling mechanic in a way.
Yeah.
Like because it's like you level up and you'll age up, but you'll earn XP and stuff as well, and you can use that XP to help you de-age or like it's a real interesting sort of mechanic. And yeah, like I said, I don't think I can say that I've seen a game with it ever before, like, or anything similar to it even. Maybe there are some out there, but
it's very cool.
It's real different. Yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan of it, from what I've seen it. Yeah, it looked real interesting. So I have to pick it up. Yeah. But
shall we move on to the news?
I think let's get into the news. I think that's enough from us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off this week, gents. I did see this headline earlier before I started work this morning, but I didn't get the chance to read it. But apparently Sony in this next PlayStation 5/PlayStation 4 update, I think this one's mainly for the PlayStation 5 though. There's going to be some new sort of fun tools that the beta testers can sort of get their hands on and stuff like that. So this isn't going 100% public initially. This sort of update will go mostly to the beta testers before it gets rolled out to the rest of us. But Sony's going to apparently beta test a Hey PlayStation voice command for the PS5, which I am very excited about because that was, I think I was maybe one of the only people that ever had a Kinect for the original Xbox One.
Right.
And I used OK Xbox turn on so many times because I'd get out, I'd go to the kitchen, I'd make like a coffee or a tea or something, and from the kitchen I'd just yell across the lounge room like, hey Xbox turn on, and then by the time I got down to the couch and sat down, it was good to go. It was booted up, it was ready for, like, I loved it, and like the PlayStation 5, I always put it into rest mode, and it's not like it's the biggest task to just hold the PlayStation button on the controller, and it turns on within like 5 seconds anyway, so it's like, not that big of a gripe. But it's cool that they are going back to sort of voice commands and testing them out, so it's kind of exciting. So according to Sony's blog about the beta, your PS5 can listen for the Hey PlayStation voice command to let you find and open games, apps, and settings, as well as control playback during a show or a song. So like, hey PlayStation, pause this, play that, that sort of fun stuff. If you don't want to use it, Sony says you can just turn the feature off in the settings, because there are some people out there that I guess don't want it for privacy reasons or things like that. You don't necessarily want this autonomous machine sitting in your lounge room listening to everything you say. It is a little bit creepy.
Your phone does that anyway.
Your phone does that anyways. Yeah. There's no escaping it, I guess, in a way. But it was fun. When I had the Xbox or whatever, it would sometimes trigger just by like sound-alike things. So sometimes you'd say something kind of similar, and then 5 seconds later you hear the ding of the PlayStation. You're like, oh, fucking, all right, come on.
Siri does that a lot, and it's like, no, stop listening.
Our Google Home we have one in our bedroom or whatever, just for the rain noises and like the just Spotify casting and stuff like that. And we were watching something on Netflix, and they didn't even say "Hey Google." They just said something that was remotely close to it, I guess, or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But all of a sudden, the Google Home just went, "Sorry, I can't find the information for that. Do you want me to search the internet?" And I was like, what? It scared the shit out of us because we were like, is there someone else in the room? It was terrifying.
Yeah, it is scary.
So there are false positives, obviously, but yeah. This voice command feature will be available first in English, obviously, because that's probably the predominant language that most PlayStation users use. With accounts registered in both the US and the UK. So we're probably going to have to wait a little bit till it rolls out for us. But if you are registered to the Sony beta test, you'll probably get it within the next month or two after these initial releases, I'm assuming. That's usually the case with these things. So it's, another quite exciting feature with I do enjoy a fair bit. There is now the ability to pin certain games and apps to the home screen. So if you frequent, say, like, FIFA, for example, that's like your main game, but you want to play 2 other games at the same time, it will wipe FIFA off the home screen after a while and like put these other 2 games on there. And then you got to go through the whole thing and search for FIFA. So you can now pin these games or applications, if it's Spotify and stuff like that, to the home screen, which is kind of fun because it saves you having to dig through menus now. We like little, quality of life updates. They're some of the best ones. Because it just makes life so much better,
Yeah, I never use like dictation for stuff. Bajal fucking loves it.
Yeah. It's great if you're like in the kitchen or It does have its hit and miss, but I guess it's one of those things that the more people use it, the better trained it's going to be to your voice and
absolutely.
to your things. So that's kind of like the pitfall of it in a way, is that it's not going to get better unless you make it get better.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit of a tricky one, but it's kind of exciting for all those that like voice commands. Steven's going to be all around that, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Moving on, Rockstar has finally confirmed that they are working on the next GTA, which, to be honest, we all knew.
I mean,
it just
are
never
you surprised.
Yeah. It was just never like confirmed, or like they'd never written a statement about it.
It's just nice to know that they have come out and said, yes, we're working on it. Like, we knew they were working on it. This is probably the most profitable video game franchise in history. Like, it makes it prints money. Grand Theft Auto prints money like no other game can. You'd be stupid to think that they weren't making a Grand Theft Auto 6 or some other, iteration to the Grand Theft Auto series. So it's no real surprise, but it's just nice to know that they are working on it,
But we don't have any information about details about the game, where the game might be set, if it's going to be called GTA 6, like we don't know. If it's going to be along the same lines. I mean, like GTA has always been GTA. They've always been numbered, so it's likely going to be 6 given the way they're doing things, but I don't know. Where would you want to be the next GTA?
I mean, all the rumors that have come out, and these are strictly rumors. There's been no official news or like anything like that around these, but all these rumors that have been heard, like coming out for the past year or two, it feels like 6 years now that we've been getting Grand Theft Auto 6 rumors, lead to like that we might be going back to like the Vice City sort of, Miami type things. I've heard rumors where they might be merging all of the existing Grand Theft Auto maps together, so we get like the Vice City will be part of it. The San Andreas will be part. Like, it would be huge. The Grand Theft Auto map was already quite big and detailed in its own.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of insane to see that like fivefold with the same amount of detail all throughout it. Like, that would be crazy. So there's tons of rumors. I don't know. I mean, we've gone to all these sort of exciting places, I guess, that are in America. Grand Theft Auto 4 was sort of the New York and like that city sort of, vibe. Grand Theft Auto 5 was obviously, the San Andreas, so the Los Angeles type sort of things. Vice City, like I said, was like Florida/Miami, that sort of vibe. So I don't know where else they could go.
I don't know how exciting. Leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it'd be as exciting or... I don't think it would be very Grand Theft Auto if they did leave America, because Grand Theft Auto has always been like a parody of American culture and American society and the things that are happening in America at that time, so it'd be it'd be a very big change of direction if they managed to go to Europe or, somewhere else in the world, Asia or things like that. It'd be huge, But I don't think I see them doing that,
Yeah,
I think there's still a lot of stories to tell around America. America is it is always making headlines in some way or another, so they have plenty of, I guess things to pull from,
Yeah, totally.
But who knows? I hope we hear something more from them this year. This does lead me to believe that they might make an announcement sometime this year. Who knows when? But you typically don't come out and be like, hey, we're working on something, and then just disappear for another 6 years. I feel like we are going to get some sort of announcement at some point this year. I just don't know when,
Yeah, there'll be a teaser for sure.
Yeah,
coming this year.
I think so. I think we'll get like a rough date, like, a 2024 with like a little cinematic-y trailer showing maybe one main character, something like that. That's what I'm expecting. We just got to wait and see when it comes,
Pretty much.
But yeah. In some more news, though, Valve, our lovely friends over at Valve, are going to start selling the Steam Deck, finally. I actually said Steam Deck, not Stream Deck this time, thank God.
Good job.
I'm very proud of myself, actually. I nearly said it. I saw ST, and I was like, Stream. But no, a Steam Deck will be officially coming out on February 25th. So according to the company's blog, customers who have reservations, so like we covered maybe 5 or 6 episodes ago, I think, reservations came out for those that had like, an existing Valve account for at least a month before. Like, you had to jump through a couple of hoops to get it.
Yeah, so you couldn't do it as bots, basically, which is good.
No, yeah. Which, obviously there were ways around it. If you had an existing account, you could just buy it and then sell it fivefold to people on the internet, but they tried their best, So unfortunately, there won't be any more reservations going live that I've heard of, at least. But those that already do have reservations will get an email on that day and have 3 days to place an order. And then it will probably ship roughly a month or so after, or something like that, I think.
You can still reserve currently. I did check.
You can still reserve. Okay, cool.
It's
interesting.
a longer wait because it's been
you'll
piling
be like
up.
the last batch. Yeah, for sure. So Valve also says that it will release new batches on a weekly basis. So if you've got a reservation, March will be the time to keep an eye on your email. So, once every week, they'll probably get the next 500 people through, the next 1,000, who knows. So yeah, it goes on to say Valve is still letting you reserve the Steam for $5. That's pretty cheap. Just a $5 deposit. That's kind of crazy.
I feel like I should have just put it down when it first came out. Just like, when the time comes, you can really think about it. Should have done that.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I want to wait and see what kind of games people are going to play on these things and see how they're going to go, because I can't think of any PC game that I would like to take handheld at the moment that isn't already handheld.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Cuphead's already on the Switch, Stardew Valley's already on the Switch. Minecraft is already on the Switch or mobile. Sims, maybe, I don't know. But it's like most of the other PC games that I play on my PC are very PC heavy, like they require a keyboard and mouse. They require some form of, fast movement dexterity. So it might be a bit tricky to put into handheld, but I don't know. I'll wait and see what people think of it when it comes out. Because it does interest me, like we saw how popular the Switch got, and I think Valve noticed that and they were like, shit, we better jump in on this, whilst we can.
Yeah. And like they do have a great opportunity to do so. Like, again, it's very limited, I feel, with what sort of games you can play. Platformers, indie games. Maybe that's kind of it. I don't know.
I mean, look, we just finished talking about Grand Theft Auto, but like Grand Theft Auto 5 is a good, 7 years old now, 6 years old or something like that. I did see a report that in the, a little while back, so it could be even better now, but in the latest build that they were using for internal testing, they were able to run Grand Theft Auto 5 at, I think, playable resolution and settings and all that sort of stuff. So I guess it can run these types of games. It just, who knows what playable resolution means, you know? Like, do they have all the graphics turned down? Does it look like a claymation? Like, who knows,
Yeah. And who knows about battery life?
The power's there. That's true. 2 hours of Grand Theft Auto isn't that much, Like an hour and a half isn't that,
there was an article that said certain games, if they weren't limited to 60 FPS, then you only had 90 minutes on it of battery power.
That's kind of rough. Yeah. And I feel like these types of things are best utilized when traveling. That's when I utilize my Switch the most, and it sucks. I would play so much more Breath of the Wild, but it's the fact that I can only get 3 hours out of the Switch with Breath of the Wild, if that. And sometimes flights are 3 times as long as that, it just, what are you going to do for the other 6 hours? There's only so much TV and movies you can watch as well. So it's, it kind of sucks, but, understandable. You don't want to be carrying around a fat ass battery that's, 4 inches thick in your pocket all day.
I mean, that's the only way to do it, really, if you were traveling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But even then, you can't even take portable batteries on carry-on. They've got to be checked or something like that, I think, from memory.
Oh.
I haven't flown in a long time.
It's been a while.
I could be wrong, but it's been a little while since I've traveled, so I could be wrong. But from memory, you can't even take portable batteries.
I think you're right.
So yeah, I think I am. I can't be wrong. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm curious how it's gonna go with the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
I'd love to see what it's like, but yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the next generation of Steam Deck or the next one after that, even.
I mean,
might get better.
I just with these sorts of things, it's probably safer to just let the initial wave of people get it and sort of just see what the feedback is before jumping in, because you don't want to be stung. It's a lot of money to get stung by. They were around $1,000, I think. So it's if you're $1,000 in,
wait, they're $1,000.
Don't want to be stung. I think it was something around that. I can't remember.
Okay, I was if it was $300, I put a.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been $300 US for the cheaper tier with only the hard drive or something like that. But
yeah, I think you're right. I think it might round out to $1,000 for the top end.
Yeah, for the highest stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. You know, they're just around the corner, so we'll probably get news within the next month or two. Fingers crossed, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Now,
tomorrow.
Exciting news. Yes, tomorrow morning.
It's already happened. Spoiler alert.
Yes, by the time you're listening to this, the Nintendo Direct will have already happened. But what I was planning to do, Jens, was wake up tomorrow morning because it's at a reasonable time, 9 a.m. I can get up by 9 a.m. That's fine by me, you know. If it's the 5 and 6 a.m. one, that's a little bit 50-50, you know, we'll see how I'm feeling. But 9 a.m. I can get up. What my plan was I was going to actually write up like a live blog post about like all my thoughts of the announcements that come out with this Nintendo Direct, because this is the first time that we've had a live event with our blog being up and live.
True.
So hellohellolive.com, head there tomorrow morning if you want, or if you're already listening to this, it's out, so you could probably head there and see our thoughts on the Nintendo Direct. But yeah, this is why we wanted to get the blog up and running for these sorts of things, because this is exactly what we wanted. Like, you know, it's an awkward announcement where it comes out on a Thursday morning, our time here in Australia. Our podcast, we record on a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday the 9th today. We upload on the Friday. So it's like, it's smack bang in the middle. We can't like delay it by that much, because then it's a bit tight for me to edit it and upload it and schedule it and do all that fun stuff. You know, Jens also has stream requirements for other days, so there's all these sorts of things. But yeah, for those that don't know, Nintendo Direct, by the time you're listening to us, will have already done their first Direct of 2022. It will be roughly 40 minutes, they say, focusing mainly on in quotations on Nintendo Switch games launching in the first half of 2022. I put mainly in quotations because 9 times out of 10. There's like at least 4 announcements for 2022, 2023 plus.
Oh, really?
Like they always do this. I don't know why they word it like this, but they say, yeah, it's mainly games that are coming out in the first half of the year. And then there's like 4 games that come out before June or July. And then the other 8 are coming out later in the year or 2023. You know, like it baffles me why they word it like this, but it's, yeah, that's what we're getting. Whilst we don't know exactly what the Direct's going to include, we can safely assume that this latest Kirby game is going to have a spotlight on it, quite a heavy spotlight. Splatoon 3, probably, because we are getting that later in the year. And then as well, there are some rumors that we're getting a new party game, a new primary Nintendo party game, similar to like 1-2 Switch, or like a sequel to that, maybe, you know?
Didn't people shit on the 1-2 Switch when it first came out?
Yeah, people weren't too excited about it because it was just like, it was the Nintendo Switch's version of like Wii Sports, but I don't think it was anywhere near as good as what Wii Sports was. Like,
right.
You know, I feel like Wii Sports is an anomaly that Nintendo's never going to be able to hit again. That thing was absolutely perfect. Like, you know. But 1-2 Switch is good fun. I did pick it up on sale. Me and Emma played a little bit of it when we were last on holidays, like a good year or 2 ago.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of fun. You know, if you got a good group of friends, you can get some fun out of that for sure. You know.
Very good if you're like, I don't know, getting drunk at a party or something.
Yeah, that's the Funhouse. If you guys want to see a good demonstration of what 1-2 Switch can do, check out Funhouse's the drunk gameplay of this. It's incredible.
Right.
But yeah, I'm going to throw some times at you. So obviously Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra. It'll be 9 a.m. for us on Thursday. I don't know why I'm doing this actually, because
don't need to. It's already happened.
Yeah. This is mainly for our reference. What time we have to wake up.
8:30.
Yeah, 9 a.m. I'll get up at 8:32 and make a coffee and then jump back in bed with my laptop and write some stuff up, you know?
I'm so excited to know more about this Kirby game because I just...
Me too.
Oh, I just need it.
I think this Kirby game is going to be my highlight of the first half of the year so far. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it looks so much fun. It's exactly what I want. I think it's right around the corner. It's like 2 months away, if that. You know, a month away. So,
very exciting.
So I'm expecting some more gameplay. I'm expecting like maybe 5 minutes or so on this Kirby game. Splatoon 3 will probably get like a hard date if we don't already have one. I can't remember exactly. And then I'm excited to see what other, announcements they have to make. Because like I said, Nintendo always throw curveballs at us.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see some new announcement. Who knows if it's going to be this like rumored Mario Kart 9 that I've been hearing a little bit about for the past month or so. Apparently they're working on a Mario Kart internally, a new edition, and it's going to be like different from anything they've ever done before. So like that's exciting. I don't know. It's been a while since we've got a new Mario Kart entry, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm curious if they're ever gonna if they're gonna talk about Breath of the Wild at all.
Yeah, I think I saw as well that we're expecting to get some sort of news about Breath of the Wild. I'd be very surprised if we didn't get anything actually. You know, it might be a bit too early to ask for a release date if they are planning to this year, because obviously it is only, you know, the 9th or the 10th of February when they announce this stuff. So they've still got multiple other directs they can fit in throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I'll be waiting for a release date, but maybe a little update from the team or something like that. I don't know.
Would be nice.
Yeah, just something, you know, just give us a crumb. That's all I ask, Nintendo. Just give us a crumb in a way, you know. But yeah, very exciting. I always love Nintendo Directs. They're always good fun. You know, because I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I grew up playing these sorts of games, so it's great to see them still, you know, continuing with all these series and stuff like that. And it's great that I can still play them. You know, they're still obviously aimed at younger audiences, but I still love them regardless. Like I feel like you grow up with them, and you'll never grow out of them, I don't think.
No, not at all. And they're just great game. Just fun.
They're at the heart of them. They're not trying to do anything too incredible. They're there to be fun. They're there to be played. They're there to be fun with friends a lot of the time as well. They're not like single player games. A lot of them are party games or games you can play with others. And it's, so I have a lot of fond memories playing these sorts of games when I was younger. So it's great to see them, still going on.
I'm jealous of that.
Oh man, it was so much fun, honestly. I will never forget, I don't think, getting the Nintendo for the first time, the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And like playing games like Turok, which I really shouldn't have been playing at the age. Turok, GoldenEye, like Banjo-Kazooie was great. I'm excited to see them bring that back for this, you know, the Nintendo Switch, the N64 ports onto that. You know, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Kart, like there's so many good games on there, man. It's just, such a part of my childhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week, though, gents. But that's a short one after sort of the bombardment of, you know, news and dates from last week's episode, and like the craziness of having our first guest. Yeah. I don't think there's too much this week, so nice, quick little short one. You know, we can maybe squeeze in, because we've got the time now. Maybe we squeeze in another little gameplay after this. Last week we did record some gameplays. I'm not going to spoil as to what the game was, because it is kind of a fun one.
It's a good one.
It's a real good one. So it's, maybe we'll get some more gameplay recordings in, and we'll put those in a little bank, so when we have a rainy day, we can upload them all. But yeah, was there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up for the day, gents?
No.
Yeah, no, nothing from me either. Pretty simple stuff from us here. So as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to head to hellolive.com to check out all the blog stuff. I'm also uploading the podcasts to that website too, for all those that don't know. So you can listen over there as well if you want it. Basically, it's the new one-stop shop for all things Hello. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say, Jens? I heard that gasp.
Boba Fett. We need to talk about Boba Fett.
We do need to. Boba Fett is coming out
finale,
tonight,
right?
For us here. So it is the finale of the season. Yes, we will be doing a write-up within the next couple of days, probably, about our thoughts for the entire season. It's going to be an absolutely explosive episode, I'm planning. It's going to be a bonkers one, I feel.
Yeah, so that'll be on the website, so look out for that.
Yes, hellolive.com. Be sure to head over there after you listen to this and check out all that stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.